Tales from the Crypt. The Bribe presents itself as a cautionary tale that intertwines human greed with supernatural justice. From the opening moments, the story grips the audience with a tense atmosphere, introducing us to the protagonist, a seemingly ordinary man named Harry, who works as a low-level bureaucrat in a city hall office. His life appears mundane, predictable, and almost boring, but there is an undercurrent of ambition that makes him susceptible to temptation. The narrative cleverly sets up a dichotomy between the safety of a morally upright life and the lure of easy power. As the story unfolds, we see Harry encounter a morally ambiguous situation where he is offered a bribe to influence a critical zoning decision that could result in personal gain but public detriment. The tension is immediate because the stakes are both personal and societal. The film expertly uses lighting and camera angles to highlight Harry's internal struggle. Close-up shots emphasize his hesitation, while shadows and dimly lit corridors mirror the murky moral choices he faces. One particularly memorable scene shows Harry alone in his office late at night, the cityscape visible through the window. The lights from distant buildings reflect in his eyes, symbolizing the allure of success and wealth. The cinematography is not merely aesthetic but functional, subtly guiding the viewer through Harry's ethical turmoil. The plot escalates when Harry accepts the bribe, believing he can manipulate the outcome to his advantage without consequences. Here, the narrative cleverly foreshadows the inevitable retribution, creating a sense of dramatic irony. The audience is aware that meddling with justice rarely goes unnoticed, yet Harry's short-sightedness blinds him to the moral universe that operates beyond human comprehension. The film employs supernatural elements sparingly but effectively, ensuring that the horror and suspense remain grounded in psychological realism. One scene that lingers in memory shows the mysterious appearance of a cryptic figure who silently observes Harry, an embodiment of conscience or fate, whose presence is understated yet chilling. The performance by the actor portraying Harry is exceptional, capturing the gradual erosion of confidence, the mounting paranoia, and the gnawing guilt that comes from compromising one's principles. Supporting characters are equally compelling, especially a colleague who represents the ethical opposite of Harry. Their interactions serve as a mirror reflecting Harry's descent, highlighting the tension between moral integrity and self-interest. As the climax approaches, the story delivers a series of increasingly surreal and ironic twists. The bribe that initially seemed to secure Harry's advantage becomes the very instrument of his undoing. The narrative structure is deliberate, allowing suspense to build gradually while exploring themes of greed, accountability, and cosmic justice. The final sequences are both shocking and satisfying, employing dark humor characteristic of the Tales from the Crypt series. The use of irony underscores the message that ethical transgressions, however cleverly concealed, rarely remain unpunished. Cinematic techniques such as dramatic lighting, sudden cuts, and exaggerated facial expressions heighten the tension, making the moral lesson unavoidable yet entertaining. Beyond the plot, the story resonates because it touches on universal human experiences: the temptation of corruption, the fragility of self-restraint, and the consequences of choices driven by selfish motives. There are moments that feel almost allegorical, reflecting societal anxieties about power and corruption, while remaining deeply personal in depicting an individual's moral collapse. The film is enriched by its attention to small details, such as the visual emphasis on money changing hands, the subtle reactions of bystanders, and the oppressive atmosphere of government offices, which together create a believable and immersive environment. The Bribe stands as a testament to how horror can be both entertaining and morally instructive, balancing suspenseful storytelling with thematic depth. The narrative demonstrates a keen understanding of human psychology, exploring how ordinary individuals can become complicit in wrongdoing when ambition overrides conscience. In sum, The Bribe is more than a story about a single act of corruption. It is an exploration of ethical boundaries, The seductive nature of power and the inevitability of karmic justice presented through a lens that blends dark humor, suspense, and supernatural menace.